Hello and welcome back to C's Listening Room. I have not been very active on here lately. It's had some stuff going on, and quite frankly, I'm not really getting views on this channel, so it's not something I've been putting a lot of effort into, to be honest. But I'm back for at least today with another Canadian CD. Go figure. What else? This one is called Rant and Roar from Great Big Sea. To get out the package here, you can take a look at them. It's great. That's Great Big Sea. I bought this because of a song called "When I'm Up," and there was a radio station around here that I could barely get. It came from Canada. It trickled into the Detroit suburbs very faintly. Reception wasn't good. It was very scratchy, but once in a while I could pick it up and they would play that song. And it doesn't have a violin. It's just a different kind of instrument. It sounds kind of like a violin, but there's a violin-like instrument break at the beginning, near the beginning of the song, right after the first verse. It's really catchy. The song itself is really catchy. And I heard it maybe once or twice, and the song just got stuck in my head for probably weeks on end. I remember I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning, unable to sleep, and that song, When I'm Up, and that violin-like instrument is just on autoplay, going through my head in the middle of the night while I'm trying to sleep. And so I decided to look up the lyrics and find out what song it was. That's when, so I could play it on YouTube and finally get it unstuck from my head. And that's when I first found out about Great Big Sea. So I knew about the group, I knew about the one song, but I didn't know much about them. And the other day, my girlfriend wanted to go to a CD store. She still has a CD player in her car. Her car was made in 2014, and they still had CD players. Mine is too new for a CD player, so I can't listen to CDs in my car anymore. But I took her to Solo Records in Royal Oak, Michigan. The place is a Woodward Avenue institution. They've been around for years, a couple different locations throughout their history, but they're at their current location on Woodward Avenue, the famed Woodward Avenue, still in business. I told her this is a good CD store to go to. And first thing that happened when we got in there is we came across the $1 CD rack. And I'm perusing the $1 CD rack, and there were a couple Great Big Sea CDs. I'm like, I know who these guys are. I know that one song. And I happened to find the song that was always stuck in my head. So I ended up buying this for $1. This is a $1 find. Yes, it's a Canadian band. Yes, they're mostly only known in Canada, but I actually found this one in the U.S. I don't know if it was an import and if somebody else brought this over from Canada or if it was actually distributed here. But they're not well known on this side of the border. As far as the music, so anyway, I bought this and I bought another CD, both $1 a piece, and she found what she was looking for, and everything was good. So, Great Big Sea. How do I describe this? These guys are from Newfoundland, which is an island in like eastern Canada. It's Newfoundland and Labrador, I think. It's a province of 2 islands. I don't know much about those islands, about the province. I'm not an expert on Canadian culture or Canadian geography, but they apparently have a unique culture to those islands that's kind of separate from the rest of Canada, judging by what I'm hearing on this album. These guys are basically an alternative folk band or a folk alternative band. Kind of an alternative rock band, while at the same time mixed in with folk music inspired by the sounds and the songs of Newfoundland. It's very Irish sounding. I mean, when I was listening to it, I thought I was listening to Irish music. And then I did some research, and I guess these are actually Canadian folk songs from Newfoundland. Part of Newfoundland folklore, folk culture, and they basically just do modern rock versions of them. So I would say When I'm Up is the most accessible song, which is probably why I heard it on the radio. It definitely sounds like Irish drinking music. You could probably put this on during St. Patrick's Day and it would fit in just fine. Nobody would know that it was actually Canadian folk music. But I like it. I actually thought it was really interesting to listen to. I just think it's going to be a very difficult album or a very difficult sound for a lot of people to latch onto. I don't think too many rock fans are going to want to listen to this. And I think folk music fans are going to think it's a little too contemporary or a little too rock-oriented to really get into it as well. So there's definitely kind of an accessibility issue with it. And I don't know if that's necessarily bad. I think it's really interesting. I've got to really be in the mood to listen to this, though. Let's see, you got one member here that plays, it's called, I think, a bouzouki and the mandolin. Another guy plays the tin whistle. Two guys that play tin whistle. There's a fiddle player, okay, and an accordion player, and a guy that and the drummer also plays the bones. So a lot of folk instruments on there. But it's very modern folk music, and it definitely has more of a Gaelic or Celtic sound to it. Very unique, very different. I enjoyed it, but again, kind of a limited market for it. So it's definitely something I would listen to again, but I've really got to be in the right mood. It's definitely something I would recommend to certain people that are into really eclectic music. But if people are into more mainstream type music, I don't think this is going to be for them. Definitely one of the more unusual albums I bought. I don't really own anything else quite like it, and I'm going to give this one 3.5 out of 5 stars. I could probably give it 4 if I listened to it a few more times more carefully, just because it's so different and it's so hard to find a really good audience for it. So I'm going to go with 3.5 stars. Rant and Roar, Great Big Sea. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.